What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here with the Black Boss Channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have a special guest in the building today, Mr. Eden James, running back at Howard University. Eden, how's it going, man?
It's going well over here, man. How about you?
I cannot complain at all. I cannot complain. Eden, freshman running back at the Mecca at Howard. Eden, before we get into Howard and stuff, before we get into your early part of your football career, just what's it been like to be at Howard, to be there on campus, participate in spring ball and all that good stuff?
I just say it really opened my eyes. You see people that look just like you from like all different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? Just in one little space, and so I think it kind of changed my perspective towards our people and things like that. And then yeah, it kind of just motivates you to just want to take advantage of this opportunity that I have, and then do something with it and be a change in this world.
Absolutely, and absolutely. We love to hear that. Now, Eden, let's take it back, man. Let's talk about your early days of football. We know, your dad had a Hall of Fame football career, but when did you get into the game? When were you kind of introduced to the game, and when did you find that you had like a passion that you wanted to play?
I think I just always naturally gravitated towards it, so it wasn't nothing that was kind of like brought onto me. I think it was just one of those type of things where it was just in your blood. And then I think I really started taking it serious like around middle school. So that's it.
So, I mean, you start taking it serious middle school. You said your dad, he never kind of played football, or what was it like having a dad that played in the NFL and that was successful as he was, as far as in wanting to be a football player and actually becoming a very successful football player in your own right?
It's pretty cool, but the sad thing is I didn't really get to see him play, so I kind of have to go based off like old YouTube videos and things like that. But it's for sure, it's for sure a blessing to know that you got someone that did it the right way, and he's in, your back pocket, so I can hit him up whenever I got questions or I just need some advice. So that's it.
And so you said you started taking the game serious in middle school. When you say you started taking it serious, what were some of the things that you kind of changed and you kind of really got serious about as far as wanting to take your game to the next level?
So the thing is, like in the summer, so before that, I was like a multi-sport athlete. I was doing basketball and football, and so I think it was one summer where my dad just allowed me to focus on football because football, like, I was way better at football than basketball because basketball I was really just a defensive player. Get 5 fouls, I'm
Yeah.
done. So, so yeah, when that summer came up, uh, yeah, he started connecting me with some of the right people, some people in the family, and things just started going up from there.
And so let's talk about high school. What was your high school football experience like? What school did you go to? What was your experience like, and what was that like for you?
So I went to Trash Coast High School. That's in Port St. Lucie, Florida. I say a very underrated school in our area because we run this very orthodox offense. But my experience there was one that I needed because playing youth football, the team or the offense was kind of centered around me. So when I got there, I wasn't the main guy, and then especially with the offense that we had set up, which is like the wing tee or something like that. You may not be the, I don't know how to put it, but like the star player or whatever. Like it really
Mhm.
involves like every single back in the offense. So yeah, it really taught me how to be a team player in a sense, and then it also taught me patience.
Yeah, man. I mean, because like you said, growing up in Florida, a lot of options and a lot of schools that you could have went to. You said you kind of felt like that experience was best for you. Was there ever a time that you wanted to go to like one of those powerhouse Florida schools, or as far as high school goes, or how was that like for you?
I think that's just for me from everything I see. I think that's just like uh, that's just what you think by default, because that's what
Mhm.
they always glorify. They don't necessarily glorify like the FCS schools, the HBCUs, the D2s, D3s. They just glorify the FBS Power Five program. So yeah, I did, and there was some on my radar that I really wanted to, and I wanted some to just pull the trigger so I could pull the trigger, but you know, unfortunately things happen, and it is what it is.
Yeah, man, and now you are a Howard Bison, man. Just talk to me about recruiting. So let's go back to when you were in high school. What was recruiting like for you? Who were some of the schools that got in early on you, and how did Howard get involved?
So to answer the first one, recruiting is it's not what you would think it is. Like
For real?
recruiting is yeah, to me recruiting was hell. Like so much stress, so much anxiety, and then
Oh
just
man.
you just so caught up in like, oh, is this person gonna offer me? Oh, they haven't been talking to me. Oh, I really want this. Like it's just so much that goes on your mind. But no, Howard was my first offer. Like they
Mm.
offered me my I want to say my junior year. And the thing is, I didn't really have that much tape out for a sophomore because I wasn't really one of the main guys. So I think that meant a lot to me. And then I think after my junior year, I still didn't really have the season I wanted because I had a torn meniscus came late into the season, and then
Mm.
it took me a quick minute. It took me a good minute to kind of get back in my groove and things like that. But yeah, after that season, Miami offered me. Then you had Indiana. I really wanted to go to Indiana because that's where I was born, and I got family up there.
Hmm.
And then you had all the service academies, South Dakota, and then coming into my senior year when I had this big game against American Heritage. Then I think I was on a few schools' radar, but majority was just trying to put the thought in my head that they was gonna probably try to that they had interest in me or that they was looking to offer me, but they ain't really do nothing. So
And so you said Howard offered you first. And so what was it like building the relationship with that staff and so much so that you eventually committed? What was that like and how were they able to stay involved even after you got some of those big time offers?
it meant a lot to me considering they saw the potential I had before the rest of the whole college football atmosphere saw it. And the relations I developed, they were um, I'd say that uh, I say that we were able to like connect well because you're talking to people who are just like you. No, hold on, I gotta think on that one. Can you ask the question again one more time?
Yeah, man. I was just asking about how, as far as Howard, they offered you first, and then you got some big time offers, later after Howard, but you still ended up going and becoming a Howard Bison. So, what was it about, what they were, telling you in the atmosphere and the Howard, everything that came with it, that made you decide after getting some of those big time offers to still end up becoming a Howard Bison?
I think the main thing is when it comes to this recruiting process, you can't pay attention to what the coaches are saying. It's really all about action because I'm telling you, there's so many coaches that will just talk, 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 but the actions ain't showing. And so at Howard, they were very consistent. They were
Mm.
very consistent. Even when I got the Indiana, the Miami, the like when I think I had like a few other big time schools looking, and they still remain consistent. And I mean, look what they got them. So well, look where it got
Hey.
us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Once again, we're talking to Eden James, running back at Howard University. Now, Eden, before choosing Howard, before committing or whatever, what was your thought? Did you know anything about like HBCU culture, or what was kind of like your introduction to that and all of that moving forward?
I know a little bit about HBCUs because my mom went to HBCU, and
Okay.
then some of her friends went to HBCUs, but I didn't really know too much besides like the bands because I went to a few classes. I was like, oh, this John lit. But in terms of the whole HBCU environment, no, I didn't really know too much.
And so, what's that been like? Because you were fortunate enough to enroll early, so obviously, you were there during the spring semester, and now it's the summer, so it's a little different. But that, like, when you got on campus and seeing, what they call the mecca of all HBCUs, Howard University, what was that like enrolling and get there in the spring?
I mean, when I first got there, it was cold, so it was really fun adjusting.
It's a little different, but it's a little different in Florida. It's like, it gets cold in DC.
Yes, yes. I feel like one of the first nights, I was walking in snow. I was walking in snow, like, oh my God. But yeah, and the whole time I was there, I was just trying to find that balance, because that college athlete, I mean, that student athlete balance is real. And as much of a struggle was in the beginning, I learned from it, and then I did have some I did have some glimpses where I got to see some of the aspects of HBCUs or just the MEAC in general, like the probates and just seeing people chill on the yard and watching people step out with their fits and all that. So it's it's something to see. I'm really excited for this fall too because there ain't gonna be no snow. Everybody gonna be out, all the freshmen. So yeah.
Yeah, no snow for sure. No snow for sure in the fall. Now, talk to me about going through spring practice and going through that. How do you feel like help you and will help you going into fall camp and into the season, actually getting there early and participating in a lot of the spring stuff?
I think getting there early puts you so far ahead of the game because you're already kind of getting acclimated to how they run their program and things like that. And then you starting to the playbook before all the upcoming freshmen. And so yeah, so like when the freshmen come in, I'm gonna kind of be like an OG to them, 'cause I already know how things roll around here. Besides when fall comes, because I haven't really experienced that.
Yeah, man, and I can't wait to see like you on the field and see the on the field this fall. Howard has got some really exciting things going on, including an HBCU New York game. What are your thoughts on like playing some of these big time classics and the band and the fans and all the stuff that takes place, the pageantry? What are you most looking forward to when playing an actual game at an HBCU this fall?
Oh, that's a good one. Ooh, um, I'm most looking forward to. I don't know. I think just the environment. Actually being on the field and then just seeing the environment from the field instead of from the stands. I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Man, it's one cool thing about all these HBCUs, but specifically Howard. There's a lot of great alumni, a lot of people that come through Howard, not just athletically, but also just through the school in general. Just you guys might get some famous fans in the stands, man. What is that going to be like to have? I don't know, maybe Kamala Harris or somebody stands when you're playing, or who knows, who might show up at a Howard game. What's that going to be like for you?
Uh, I mean, me personally, I mean, whoever in the stands is whoever in the stands. I don't, you can't really get compliments in the stands because you got to play a game. So, but
Absolutely.
yeah, but whoever show up, I mean, hey, it's, I don't know how else to put it.
Now, as far as when it comes to, like I said, you got in there in the spring, you work fighting for your spot on the depth chart, man. What is like explain to me the biggest difference? I mean, obviously you haven't played the game yet, but for someone who enrolled early, the biggest difference so far as transitioning from school to college football. What's that? What was been like some of the biggest challenges that you've had to overcome so far?
Uh, practice. Practice from high school to college is so different, man. Like they move so fast, and then you may have a meeting, and you might have discussed like this play, this play, this play. Then you got to translate to the field, and then here I am. I'm like, oh, I don't even remember what the play was. So, but yeah, it's just the speed of the game.
Man, that is fun. Yeah, the speed of the game is, and like you said, that is definitely something that you can see even on TV. Now, I wanna take it back a little bit back in high school. You talked about one of the teams you played against was American Heritage. Who were some of the best players that you got to line up against while you were playing football down in Florida?
Uh, There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. I know the one dude. I think he just committed to Ohio State. I forgot his name. No disrespect to him. I just know his name was number one. He was killing. Um, One dude from Coco. Uh, he was real. He was doing his thing against us. Running back too. The quarterback from Coco. Uh, I popped his defense. I popped his whole defense. Oh, great defense. But yeah, it's a lot of them. I can't really point out because I played against so many. I played against Alabama commits, Georgia commits, just all over the place. So
Now, what like they always talk about, Florida football. How would you say Florida high school football ranks against the rest? Is it the best? Is it the second best? What would you say about Florida high school football?
I mean, it's very subjective, but I mean, hey, we make the most of the NFL, so I mean, it's got to mean something.
You guys, a lot of truth in that, man. A lot of truth in that. Once again, we're talking to Eden James of Howard. Now, Eden, I'll get you out just a few more questions, man. I want to ask you about like some what as far as the school aspect. Do you know what you want to major in and something that you might want to do like once your football career is done?
Uh, My major, I'm still trying. I mean, right now I'm zoned in on applied mathematics. Yeah, it's people always open their eyes when I say that, but
Yeah, no, it's a different major than what I took, man. Ain't no way. I didn't want. I took one math class in college. That was it. All I had to do was take one to graduate.
yeah, it's a versatile field. I mean, because I still don't know what I want to kind of do with my life. Oh, snap. Yeah, I still don't know what I want to kind of do in my life, but I know with that degree, you can tap into any industry you want. So hopefully, I can find something within that space with that degree.
Yeah, man. And last thing before we get you out of here, man, if you just have a message to the Howard faithful, the Howard fans, what can they expect from Eaton James? Not for one, because it's just freshman. You're gonna take your time to adjust, but throughout your career at Howard, what are some of the things that they can expect from you?
Sure, I only know this bit for myself, to be honest. Hopefully, I can, help contribute to bringing more attention to Howard. So we bring in more recruits and just make our team stronger. And other than that, just try to help put Howard on the map. Put Howard on the map for football. That's really all I'm trying to do. Just contribute and do my part.
Absolutely, man. You guys did great as far as the coaching staff did a great job with the class 2022. We had a really good recruiting class, several high-level recruits. Good luck to you, man. I will be rooting for you for sure from the side, man. And we know you'll do great things at Howard. Thanks again, Eaton, for taking a few minutes out your day. Once again, we're talking to Eaton James of Howard University. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up